I know a special place, a certain corner of the country where the fishing is pretty good. A place with deep lakes and surf-pounded beaches, marsh-lined estuaries and lazy forest streams, roaring ocean rips and small secluded ponds. A place called New England. I'm Tom Richardson. Join me as we explore the region's diverse fishing destinations, chase its many species, and forge new fishing adventures on New England Fishing. Many fly fishermen think they have to travel to Montana, Wyoming, or Alaska to catch trout in freestone rivers and streams. And while it's hard to top the western states in terms of raw beauty and wild stocks of fish, New England anglers have some pretty good trout fishing right in their own backyard. In Massachusetts, the central part of the state boasts several rivers that remain cold enough to support populations of rainbow, brook, and brown trout through the season. And to learn more, I caught up with local guide Ken Elmer, who specializes in fishing the Ware, Millers, and Swift rivers. All three rivers are an easy drive from the greater Boston area, making them accessible to a wide range of anglers. And while the resident trout tend to see a lot of flies, they usually aren't too fussy.
I grew up in Ayer, Massachusetts. My father used to take me worm fishing, where he used to fish, and my grandfather would take me fishing. They did quite a bit of fishing, so that's how I got introduced to it. My parents, when I was 6, moved to a new development. They had 3 ponds around it, so I was surrounded by water, so I was in a good place. I've been fishing all my life. And I would pick up fishing magazines. By the time I got into, 15 years old, 16 years old, I went out and bought a fly rod, but I didn't use it a lot. And then one day, when I was a freshman in college, I just got bit by it. I got struck by fly fishing lightning, and it's been my only source of fishing for the last, 45 years or so.
On the day I fished with Ken in early May, we started on the Ware River, which flows for 35 miles from the town of Hubbardstown to its junction with the Quaboag River. Along the way, it flows through the towns of Westminster, Barr, Hardwick, Warren, and Ware. The last is where we began our quest for Central Mass trout, in a section known for its browns and rainbows, both of which are stocked by the state. So this is the famous Ware River I've heard so much about.
This is it, part of it.
Right.
One of my favorite spots on it.
And all of it holds trout?
All of it holds trout. But this has always been a favorite spot of mine, right straight through the summer, right into the fall.
So the Ware will fish, you can fish this all summer?
If we get a good flow of water, you're going to have fish here.
Yeah.
You'll have fun. And pretty much have it to yourself. The major insects in this place right here, they have billions of caddisflies, zebra caddisflies, About a week ago, they were flying all over the place. You talk and they keep one on your tongue. Then the quill gordons will come.
And what time of year? Like this time of year?
Early May.
Early May.
And then right after the quill gordons, you get the Hendricksons. People confuse the two, but the Hendricksons are a little bit bigger, a little bit lighter, and they have 3 tails instead of 2 tails. So that's the giveaway.
Good to know.
And I've seen them flying around in swarms, trout rising all up and down this river. Yeah. Maybe we'll have something like that today, maybe we won't.
Ken's favorite fly for central mass trout, regardless of the season, is a simple size 20 to 22 olive-bodied emerger. This pattern also works well as a dry fly. Other productive early season patterns include woolly buggers, black spiders, Hendricksons, and the CDC black thread midge.
Saying the fishing was good, the catching wasn't.
Got him.
There we go. There we go.
And you like to get them on the reel, or?
Oh, yes.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, and if they want to scream that reel, I'll take that too.
Yeah, sure.
When I buy reels, I always strip them, to see how it sounds.
Well, I don't know if this guy's going to do any real screaming, but hey, we'll take it.
Yeah. The one that lands in the net is the...
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, you got it. Yeah. He's fighting like a brown. He likes it.
Right. Is it brown?
It is a brown.
All right. Hey, we got him.
There you go.
Hey, he swallowed. You got that. You got all of that one.
Yep.
All right.
You can hold this.
Sure. You want to
take out my tool here.
Excellent.
This was perfect.
Yes, right.
This was perfect.
Yeah.
Grab him with a wet hand.
You don't want to remove that slime layer, right? The coating?
Yep, absolutely. There he is.
Oh, look at that.
Smile for the camera.
Yeah, right.
There you go. You did it, Tom.
Yeah,
There's
all right. Well,
one.
you know what? You know what? We've got the skunk off the boat or out of the river.
There you go, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Your fly.
Welcome to the Ware.
Yeah, all right. My Ware River baptism is complete.
And that's what you got him on right there.
Yeah, look at that. That's your favorite one. I guess that's now my favorite Ware River fly.
I'll give you a couple when you leave.
Yeah, as if you'll have me back here.
Excellent. I love the way he took. There was a violent take.
Yeah, it was.
He came up to grab it.
Yep.
It wasn't just moving through.
You know what I think the key is? We have to start talking more while we're casting. One of the supreme thrills in fly fishing for trout is targeting a specific fish. Oh, you see that right next to where the fly floated?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Tighten me up.
I don't know if it was the same fish. As we fished the Ware, Ken and I noticed a trout that was repeatedly rising along the far bank, so I tied on a small dry fly to see if I could fool it. After dialing in the precise casting distance, I dropped the fly a few feet up current and watched as it drifted into the fish's feeding window.
I missed him.
Oh, we can't get.
I had broken the tippet on the hook set. A rookie mistake, but understandable given the explosive strike.
So tell me about the hatches. When do you get most of your hatches on the rivers in this part of Massachusetts?
Well, there were two guys who wrote a book called Selective Trout, Swisher and Richards, and they explained it so simple. They said, you're going to have your hatches in days with a temperature that you like, okay? So let's take a day in late April, early May. It's 10 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock. It feels nice out, temperature's in the 60s, water feels good.
Kind of like now.
Kind of like now. Well, that's when the insects are going to start hatching. As the season progresses, and June goes into July, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12, 1, you may not have any surface action because it's just a little too warm. You'd have to start earlier in the day or go in the evening. And I'm a big proponent of evening fishing. That's when, on my rivers, you see most of the evening hatches. I'll go to a river, let's say I'm just hell-bent on fishing with dry flies. I'll work this, say it's a July or late June evening. I'll put on a big dry, like a stone fly or something like that. And I'll see if I can just pound them up, see if they'll jump for it. But then as the sun begins to set, shadows start hitting the river, you start seeing hatches, mayflies in the air, start seeing dimpling trout. Then I'll switch to something that looks like what they're feeding on.
Okay.
And then in the fall, it goes back to springtime hours. You'll have October and November, your best fishing in the middle of the day because the best temperatures are in the middle of the day. For you and the insects and the trout.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's a Temple Fork outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's slightly how to design for. Yeah, you got fish. Fish.
That's it.
Here's someplace.
Very same.
Where are you? Brown trout.
A brownie, huh? Oh, we kept working that dry fly, right? It's right over there.
Yeah.
And he came back upward, or a different fish did.
See, the browns like to get to the bottom. They hate having to be forced to the surface, but that's how you tire them out.
Whoa. Not as big as the first one, I don't think.
No, it's not as big as the first. Whoops.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, did he get off?
He got off.
All right, no harm, no foul. All right.
So, look at that.
Okay.
2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error.
That's right. I'll take it. I'll take
ball
it.
Game.
After our morning on the Ware, Ken and I made a short drive to the Swift River, one of the most popular trout streams in the state. A tailwater river, the Swift flows from the southern end of the massive Quabbin Reservoir, and its waters are cold and clear, resembling an alpine brook. Along its first few miles, the Swift is only a foot or so deep and interspersed by quiet, shady pools that hold surprising numbers of exquisite brook trout and rainbows. A few hundred yards from the parking area, Ken and I came upon a small pool where brook trout were feeding happily on the surface. The small fish were readily visible in the clear water, but their food source was not. It was something incredibly small, so we tied on a number 22 ant pattern and gave it a shot. The brookies obviously wanted nothing to do with my offering, but after some 50 casts or so, I finally got a take.
Oh, yeah. He got him. Sweet. Oh, native.
Look at that. Oh, I finally fooled one. All right. Look at that. Beautiful.
Almost makes you wish you had a frying pan. This is gorgeous.
Look at that, huh? Wow. Yeah, man, I bet in the fall they just light up, right?
Oh,
I mean,
colors,
it's even just, they're
colors,
red,
it's
crimson, and
Technicolor.
yeah. Wow, all right. Glad we came here.
Had a woman down here, she caught a brook trout, and she started to cry. She said, "It's so beautiful.
Oh, no,
It's so beautiful." There you go.
Tackle, what weight fly rods do you like to use for the rivers in this area?
Okay, well, when I'm fishing the Swift, I don't use 0.8s or 1 weights or double zeros or triple zeros. I use a 3-weight. That's perfect. And I use a double taper line because look around. You're gonna do a lot of roll casts and a double taper line.
A lot of overhanging trees.
Yeah. Also, the Wolf Triangle taper is a real good roll casting line.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to use.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm fishing the Ware, a 4 or a 5. I'm fishing the Millers, a 4 or a 5. The East Branch of Westfield, a 4 or a 5. Here, I like to use a 3, sometimes a 2. It all depends. If it's a windy day, I'm not going to throw that 2 out there because it'll be blown all over the place.
Sure.
I'll go at a 3.
Yep, gotcha. And as far as the reels, nothing special, obviously, just something to hold the line.
Reels are a tool to hold the line. That's what they are. But some of them, like my Orvis Batten Kills, have a beautiful click to them. So I like.
Oh, you like the click, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's cool.
Yep, I like it. I like the sound of it.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, and bamboo rods come into play here. It's fun catching a native brook trout on a bamboo rod in Massachusetts. You can't beat it.
Go traditional.
Yeah, and for length of rods, I find myself not going really long, like 10 feet here, because it's just too much overhead.
Yeah.
8.5 to 9. Or even an 8 foot.
Mm-hmm.
My bamboos are about 7.5. I'll use them here too.
Yeah, right.
What's really special about fly fishing in Central Mass is that I have my choice of where I want to go for any kind of species, and I can get there in a half a day. If I want to fish for trout, I'm 20 minutes away from here. If I want to fish for stripers, I'm just an hour and a half. And if I want to go after landlocked salmon up in Maine, I'm just a day away. So I'm in a central location for great fishing. And I think people don't understand how lucky they are. They keep talking about bucket lists and gotta go here, I gotta go there. You got it all here. Use it. So, my name is Ken Elmer. I'm a fly fishing guide in central Massachusetts.
Massachusetts will never make the lists of must-fish trout destinations, but the fishing here has its own unique charms. Plus, it's nice to know that there are still places in southern New England where a fly fisherman can get his fix.
Well, that's a wrap on another great episode of New England Fishing. To learn more about fishing in this great part of the world, be sure to visit newenglandfishingtv.com. It's your gateway to loads of informative fishing articles, videos, fishing-related news and resources, gear and boat reviews, and much more. And don't forget to order your copy of New England Fishing Magazine, a big, bold, glossy publication packed with articles that will help you catch more and bigger fish all year long. Until next time, I'm Tom Richardson for New England Fishing. Thanks for watching.